A lot of people seem to be a little bit unsure on if they should start collecting the heralded illustration rares of this generation. To me, it has always been not a question of if to collect them, but how many. What's up, guys? Thanks for jumping back in. We're going to be talking about illustration rares today. Some of my favorite cards in the Pokemon collecting hobby. We'll focus in on pop report, gem rates, and then just the overall appeal of a long-term collector if you are to scoop these up. So if you like this channel, like discussions like this, please like and subscribe as we're continuing to grow our community. And just really just continue to support. We have a couple of videos that are close to getting 100 views now, which I'm so excited of. I didn't think it would happen this quickly. But the main thing is, if you're watching these videos a lot, just keep following. I mean, just the subscribing makes a huge difference for me. Brings a motivation to continue to record. And it just is fun to build this community. So if you guys have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask them below. And I just want to know from you guys, do you think it's worth the time to collect illustration rares? So let's start with one of the recent ones I picked up. I recently picked up this illustration rare Pinsir from Twilight Masquerade. It's not a super expensive card. I was actually able to get it for $65 out the door. And it's just such an amazing, beautiful card. The cartoony look, just the happiness of Pinsir. It just reminds me of OG Gen 1 designs that I love to see in these cards. If you look at the artwork, you can just see the clouds floating around, the smiling of the Pinsir. Just a gorgeous card. I mean, it just represents Pinsir really well. So it's just one of the reasons why I think illustration rares are so amazing. It's just the overall look and beauty of the card. Now, if you dive in a little bit deeper, that's when you can actually see the pop reports. Under 50%, that's nothing out of this world, but it is good enough where I feel comfortable with collecting it on a long-term basis. I don't see this card getting over $8,000 in PSA 10. I don't even see it getting over $3,000. At that number, I think it's a safe investment because it's not a wildly popular card anyway. It's just a card that is good for a display, and a true collector would love to have it to be a part of what they have for a display, especially in PSA 10. As you guys know, as Dr. Jem Mitt, I always advocate, if you can afford it, get a PSA 10, even if they're not extremely expensive cards, because down the line, they go up in price. And the other thing to look at when you're looking to collect some Pokemon cards is just to consider the fact of what you may be missing out on. Like in this example, I always love tag team cards. This Dusknoir Trevenant card, you just zoom in on it. Stunning card. You can see the display, and then just the mix mash of Trevenant and Dusknoir. This is a lower tier tag team card. I think we can all agree on. It is a nice looking card, but it's nothing to go home about. It is a lower popular card, similar to Pinsir, so I think they are in a similar realm. And then some people just aren't sold on tag team cards just because of the fact that it's two Pokemon. People just prefer to have one Pokemon on their card, don't want to have the mixed mesh of having to look at both characters if they don't like both. But to me, I'm a big tag team card. We'll probably make another video on that. But just to compare to what you're getting with this, if you were to pick this up versus the illustration rare, this is a pot 261 card. That's extremely low. This is almost under 30% gem rate. Again, great value on this card if you were to pick it up, but the price is $230. I would feel like, even though this pop on this one's $230, I would think the Pinsir looks a little bit better. It can continue to increase in price over time, even though it has a higher population. I wouldn't be surprised in 5 years if the Pinsir is close to $150, and then this one maybe creeps to $270, $280. Yeah, they probably will both continue to increase, especially this one since it's so low population. But the Pinsir will transact a little bit more and breed a little bit more comfortable mindset amongst collectors to pick it up. I think people would be a little bit more scared to pick up the Dusknoir and Trevenant just because there's not a lot of them being sold. So yes, they both could be a great thing to have in your collection, but I would think that the price increase, just percentage-wise, that you'll get from the Pinsir should be higher. Another thing I want you guys to pay attention to, just a common misstep people may make when they're trying to get into the illustration rare game, is if you look at a card like this Excadrill, look how beautiful it is, look how beautiful it displays. This is a special illustration rare, right? That is one of the things we all look for when we're trying to get into these cards. It's supposed to be the top tier of illustration rares. You get a different texturing. It just looks pretty. I mean, it makes Excadrill look like a great Pokemon, if I'm being honest. It does display the character well. It brings a lot of mystery to what they're actually doing. And it just is a pretty card. I mean, it's not even an expensive card to buy. Right now, the prices of it, I believe, is going for like $65, $70. Let's see what the price is. Price is $66. Average $100. I mean, of recent, 66, 60, 61. And we might wonder, why is a special illustration rare going for so low? What is holding this back? As you guys might already seen, it's the gem rate. 71% is crazy. That's another situation where you might as well just get the raw card. That is one thing people have to look into when they're going to go ahead and pick up some of these special illustration rares. Sometimes illustration rares, but it happens more with special illustration rares where they're over 60% gem rate. You're not going to have as much of a year-over-year gain potential, because if this card ever pops up, all people are going to do is send in their raw cards, and then your card's never going to really have that increase. It might have a blip, but it'll quickly fall back down because it's an easy gem. Now, in comparison, in this situation, instead of getting this, I, for example, chose to pick up this card, the Excadrill Secret Rare from Cosmic Eclipse. Another great card I feel like displays Excadrill well. Look at the gem rate on it, guys. 26%. Looks super solid to me. I mean, it looks like a card I'd be happy to have in my collection. I like displaying it. I like that it came from the Cosmic Eclipse, Sun and Moon era, where everyone's focused so much on the the tag team cards, that secret rares were kind of overlooked for quite a long period of time. So why not consider adding this to your collection? And it has such a low gem rate, 250, 249 pop, PSA 10 pop, 25% gem rate, and the current price of it, the last sold was still $130. I think you can see when I bought mine was like, wrong button. Mine was like $55 I paid for mine, and that was recent. Yep, this is mine. $51. After shipping, I think I paid in taxes. I think it was free shipping. I think I paid $55 out the door, and that was just in September. These prices are still barely getting over $100, so if you can get this for about $100, I think it's a much better pickup than the special illustration rare. But that's just certain examples. I want to be fair so you guys can see situations where it may be good to pick up just the illustration rares, and when it takes a little bit more of an analysis. There's not truly ever a 100% answer in collectibles. You have to use a little bit of your knowledge and get an understanding of what you're collecting, so you don't make common mistakes of just ignoring pop reports, gem rates, current value, potential year-over-year, or cards in comparison that are similar that may have been forgotten because the hype period has fallen out, where people never really talk about secret rares. So that's just an example of when to go outside the box and go outside the rules. I also look at cards people are picking up in the Sun and Moon era. This GX Tag Team Mars Shadow Machamp card, another stunner card. I like it. It doesn't really do too well on sales wise, but it is pretty solid. When you look at the PSA 10, I mean, it's 50% gem rate. Price usually goes for $175. I mean, I wouldn't think it's going to have much more gains because people like these two characters, but I just heard people not really like the artwork on that. So if you can get, instead of getting that, just to have a comparison of other things you can kind of scoop up and add to the collection that could display well. Look at this Chatot card. It's not the most popular card, but the art is supposed to be. If you look at the way that the Chatot are on the artwork, you can actually make a musical tone off of that. That's just a great idea. Hidden messages that people miss in the current age, and it is another potential to get increased value as time goes on. When you look at the current pop, same basically as the Marshadow Machamp, a little bit lower gem rate. I think it's a much better card to display. And right now it's $95. So this is actually a situation where I would think it'll probably be more than the tag team card. Even though people hype up tag team cards, it's a safer investment to me because it's the same popper board. There's much more detail and ideas that were driven into what this card was going to be. And it'll just have a great story. I mean, a musical note in the Pokemon art? Who thinks of that? That's a great idea for the Pokemon company. And then as a collector, long term, that's the kind of stuff you like to be able to talk to fellow collectors about, or friends when you show off your cards. So getting these in a PSA 10, I think this would be better to get the Chatot than the Marshadow again. Here's another one. Pop 617. A fun card, not a super popular character, but it's the Tridrapple. Look at the fire coming out, the multitude of the dragons. It just displays well. It has great artwork. It just shows the pure domination of a funny looking character. It is funny. I mean, it just looks like a couple lizards, but it shows the complete domination of what this artwork could be. And if you just look at the pricing, it's worth it. It's just worth it. So if you're looking to pick up this set of cards, if you're looking to really dive in and get a better opportunity to find different kind of cards to collect, why not just pick up all of these illustration rares? So let me know what you guys think. I hope this is a good discussion with you guys, and then just really open your eyes to the potential of what illustration rares are, and then just keep kind of growing from there. All right, so please like, subscribe. We'll keep growing the content, and we'll see you guys again soon. Peace.